So I'll tell you the story here of what happened on June 9th, 2012. The fire started as a lightning strike over at Paradise Park, and that's about 7.5 miles from here as the crow flies. About noon that day, the sunlight coming through the house was that red orange color. Fire in the hole. I ran across the river to see what was going on, and there was a plume coming straight over us. And we knew that was it, that the fire was going to be headed our way. And we got into gear here. We had a field break, a fire line up around these homes, including mine, that we had maintained for years. And we had to beef it up and get it ready, so we spent the day getting ready for the fire to come in. And my friends and neighbors that lived in this home over on this side, we got together with them and some of the other folks that were doing the firework and had the Last Supper. We didn't know it was the Last Supper at the time. And we came out about 9:30, and what we were doing to judge where the fire was is that there would be flare-ups behind that ridge. And we could see the ridge line, so we knew where the fire was relative to us. And after our Last Supper, about 9:30 or so that evening, there was a giant blow-up that lit up this whole sky behind the ridge. Then the whole world went black. No wind, no light for 45 minutes. And we kept working on the fire line, and then we started to hear the sound of freight trains. The freight trains start as the fire approaches, and it's really a firestorm. And you can imagine the sound of a fire that's in a wood stove. This was a very large-scale sound of sucking air. So it sounds like freight trains. And as I was working on the fire line, something caught my attention over my head, and there was a small opening up in the darkness. And in that opening that lasted about 3 seconds, there was nothing but white swirling gases. And I was immediately beyond my comfort zone. It was a fire that was way beyond my experience, and I knew it was time for us to leave. I went and got the friend working on the fire line. We were coming down that hill over there, and all of a sudden it started raining embers. Millions of embers, pitch black, no wind, falling embers. So we got out. There was a bunch of activity here. It took 3 minutes for the fire from the time it showed up along that ridge to be just behind the home that burned at the end of the gulch. Everybody got out, nobody was hurt, and there were 4 homes here. They all blew up. The glass from the windows was outside away from the homes. So we were gone for 19 days. When we came back, then there was nothing left for these folks. And to be here when they saw their homes for the first time was difficult. I guess you're supposed to have a guilty feeling. Your home's the only home that survived around here, but it depends who you are, I guess. It's just luck of the draw.